Hello and welcome back, guys. My name is Matthew, and today I'll be having a podcast with my friend here. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Lukas.
Mm-hmm.
What am I supposed to say?
Really, what are you doing now? Yeah, what are you doing now?
Oh, I'm doing my bachelor's degree at the University of Queensland,
Oh,
and this is my summer break.
yep.
So just came back.
So Lucas and I have known each other since secondary school. And for those that don't understand what secondary school is basically like school that you go to from like it's kind of like
High school.
Yeah, high school.
High school.
So 13 to when you're about 16. Yeah. So today we're going to discuss about our time in secondary school because unlike the average Singaporean, I think both Lucas and I went to a school which kind of to most people is pretty elitist lah. Would you agree? Why don't you tell them what school we are from first?
Okay, we're from Catholic High School.
Okay.
I guess some people have the impression of our school being elitist, but at the same time, I've also met with people who don't even know what Catholic High School is.
Yeah, I understand.
So, yeah.
But okay, so basically Catholic High is or Cat High for short, is a SAP school lah, which means that we focus a lot on our mother tongue. In this case, which is Chinese lah.
That's true.
Yeah, there's many different SAP schools in Singapore. So Cat High being a SAP school, Chinese is something that they expect us to excel in. But let me ask you, how good is your Chinese?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, same. Okay, so I feel that academically, when you go to such a school, like your Chinese will be pretty decent. Like academically,
Like people would expect your Chinese to be decent.
yeah lah. No, but academically, like your results came out as not bad, right? For Chinese.
I mean,
I got
should
a B lah.
should I get into it? A B4 like I got B4 lah.
We both got Bs, right?
Yeah, we both got Bs.
It's not bad,
Yeah.
But then
It's
like
not horrible.
it's not horrible, yeah. But for people, but when you're talking about speaking and understanding language, I think there isn't much lah. Don't you think so? Actually, how do you feel like your 4 years were when you were in Cat High?
In terms of like Chinese or like
Just in general, it's like
general.
schooling.
So you want to start with like primary school? Cause like
Don't need.
Right.
Primary school, okay, if you want to have some context, Lucas and I both came from Catholic High Primary, then we went to Catholic High Secondary. So essentially, we spent about 10 years in Catholic High. I mean,
I joined when I was like primary 4,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah, I had spent 10 years. He spent about
7 years. 7 years in
Yeah,
Catholic
so
High.
7 years in 10 to 7 years in a singular institution is quite it's quite it forms you a little bit lah.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts of being from a labeled elitist school?
I never really thought of myself coming from because okay, let's just start in primary school. Cause like I was from a neighborhood school, and then I moved house.
Yeah.
When I was 10. So yeah, I started primary 4 in Catholic High Primary. I knew it was a good school because I know my parents at that time, they were really happy that I managed to get into Catholic High.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought of it as an elitist school. I never thought of like myself being like better than others in that sense. Yeah, I had a good time in primary school, I have to say. Very good memories in primary school. I like my teachers. Yeah, I had really good teachers in primary school. And then moving to secondary school, didn't do as well academically. I say that off the bat. Yeah, but I met good friends.
But did you feel that like it was a fun learning process in school?
Fun learning process.
I feel that as a student last time, it felt like a grind most of the time. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're grinding you out and shipping you to go to a certain institution in mind. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, everyone at that time in secondary school, everyone wanted to go to JC. Let's just face it. Everyone wants to go into
junior college.
Junior college. Sorry.
Yeah. So actually, after secondary school, you take a standardized examination. So from there, you get to choose between 3 paths. So there's ITE, which I'm actually not very sure of what the acronyms mean, but basically it's like a very technical college. Then you have a choice of going to what's that school? Polytechnic. Yeah, which is basically like where you can get diploma, but it's also very technical skills, like more job based. And last one is like pre-university, which is known as junior college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the trend was if you don't get into junior college, you're quite looked down upon.
You're definitely like I don't know if outcast is the right word, but like you're definitely like not following the crowd lah, I would say.
Yeah.
Because everyone wanted to go to junior
JC,
college.
yeah.
Especially coming from like Catholic high school, you know, like what you said,
Yeah.
elitist school. Everyone wants to go to junior college.
Mm.
And like everyone at the time, I remember everyone at the time was just talking about like the different junior colleges because obviously there's different tiers, so to speak. So
like you don't actually think like, oh, polytechnic is an option when you're there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you always focus on junior college.
Yeah, actually I never told anyone this, but I had no desire in my heart at the time to go to junior college.
Serious?
I just told everyone at the time that, oh yeah, you know, I'm working hard so I can go to junior college.
Oh.
But I think deep down in my heart, I knew that I had no desire for it lah.
Oh.
Because to me, at that time, I just knew that junior college was gonna be a repeat of like secondary school, but like harder. Like, you know, because secondary school, high school is 4 years.
Yeah.
Junior college is 2 years. So it's basically just, I knew it's gonna be more crammed. A lot of grinding, like what you said.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like, to me, it was just basically much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and obviously, I didn't have the heart to tell anyone at the time lah. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell any of my friends that you know.
Is this your first time admitting it?
Yeah, really. This is actually my first time admitting that.
Okay.
I really had no desire to go junior college, like
Okay.
at all. Like,
Really?
yeah, I was just telling like people because I wasn't doing well academically. I was just like, oh, you know, I'll just try to get into like CJC, Catholic Junior College, which was like a mid-tier JC. Would you say it's a mid-tier? Yeah, mid-tier JC. So that was what I told everyone. But yeah, in my heart, I really had no desire.
Okay, I give you some context. So from our school, right, I would say that from our batch, out of there's 9 classes, then each class is about 30 people. So
yeah, that's about right.
So 360 people,
Yeah.
only 10 people did not go to junior college.
Wait, you know that? Really?
Yeah, it's about 10, bro. It's really about 10.
I didn't know there's only 10.
Like roughly about 10 only. Yeah, serious.
Oh, I had no idea.
Like,
no idea.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, I checked the yearbook, everything. Yeah, it's about 10 people only. Like, more or less, like around there. So
That's crazy.
That is how much they want you to go into junior college. Like, I remember when I got my results back for O-levels, and I looked at my teacher. Then my teacher say, it's okay lah. I mean, you can still go poly, right? I mean, you can still go to polytechnic. Then I'm like, bruh. I mean, you can still go JC.
Yeah, everyone. I feel like everyone in our class. I don't want to say batch, but everyone in our class could go to JC.
Like you could junior college too lah.
Yeah, like we will go to like the lower tier JC.
That's true.
Yeah, but we could all go to JC.
Yeah, but at that point, you know, you realize that actually, after I got my results back, I felt like, you know, no point going to jam all this kind of information in my head. I'd rather do something that like, you know, there's like job experience and internship. So I felt that like, because Polytechnic there's a compulsory internship, right?
Yes, correct.
And plus, like coming from our school is like, I feel that the people you meet is about the same really. Like there's nobody. Okay, give some background. So our school, because it's a Chinese school, right? And everyone that I know is Chinese lah. There's no other race in my 10 years that I've met, except for one guy that was Indian, but even he took Chinese. So it's like, you know, even though we come from a multiracial society, I rarely met anyone that was different and not a Singaporean Chinese. The only person that is non-Singaporean Chinese that I know was like Lukas, because he's Indonesian.
I'm like Chinese Indonesian.
Yeah, so it's, but we're all still Chinese. So it's like that's why I think I wanted to go to Polytechnic lah. Because other than that, you won't get a chance to meet. Otherwise, you have to wait for army to go and, you know, finally meet someone that you work with daily lah.
Was that one of your reasons? It's quite interesting.
It was because I felt that number one, you know, it's very, my horizons were very like constricted. Like there wasn't. They always say that multiracial society, all this kind of thing, but very hard for me to meet new people. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So everyone I see is basically like working very hard not to fail, and they're all Chinese, and it's like all guys, because we are from an all guys school. There's no females, there's no other races.
Yeah, I have to say I only started talking to like girls my age like after I entered poly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
apart from that, there were like brief interactions at church. We were both from the same church.
We were both from church, correct.
So,
other than that, there's like, so I mean, even in primary school, they instill from the age of like like 7 to 12, they instill this like mentality of like, oh, you cannot fail, because like basically our primary school is right beside like a neighborhood school. So I always hear the same thing before like we took our final examination at 12 years old, which is like, if you don't study hard, then you end up there. You know, you should end up at the brother school, which is our secondary school. Then it's like, damn. So it's like all this while, right? Like I've always felt that like me not going to junior college was like a big failure on my part as a Calgary student. But it's true, ma. I mean, no shade lah to the school. I feel that it's an institution that pushes you for excellence, which I think is great. But I think at the same time, you kind of force people to do. I mean, it kind of force people to go for other kind of to go to chase a dream that they may not actually want at the end of the day.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
because like end of the day, I mean, I feel that I was a lot more happier coming out from Polytechnic than if I went to JC.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel the same way too.
Yeah, because I feel that when you go to JC, right, your outlook at life is actually very different. You know, like they always say like, oh, the JC kids and the Poly kids. There's a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, what do I want to say? Like, okay, I mean, we're both not from JC, so we can't speak about the JC experience. But you know, I mean, just looking at like my friends from JC, like all they seem to do at the time was just study.
Yeah.
Like no shade lah, no shade. I mean, it's not a bad thing either. I'm not saying it's a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I would have definitely been a completely different person if I had like entered JC instead of Poly.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to your tertiary education, right, which was what Polytechnic and JC was, when it comes to Poly, I guess you get exposed to the world a bit more lah, because people actually do more vices around you, because the age gap is until 19, right?
Yeah.
So from there you have more exposure lah, I feel. Like you grow up faster lah. Plus the industry internship was quite important, I guess, for the growth stage compared to JC, because the next touch point that you actually have where you deal with these people on a daily basis is like when you finally go into like army. That's where you finally actually meet like people that actually came from JC, and then there's also Poly people in the mix. That's where I noticed there's actually a very big difference in like how we are as people lah. But there's no good or bad lah. It's just that maybe the frequency or the way people talk is just a bit more different. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, let me ask you a question. When you first entered like Poly, like, what were your feelings? Like, do you feel like a failure, so as to speak?
Yeah, actually a bit, because like I feel that like as a Poly student, I mean as a person that went into Poly, it's like you work so hard for 10 years to chase a certain dream. Like you've been keep cram the same information. You need to go JC, then from there go university. But then when you step into Poly, right, it's like, wow, everyone there is so laid back. Like there's still people that grind, don't get me wrong. There's still people that grind and want to get the results out. But everyone is legit like, taking things at their own pace. They're enjoying life. They're like they want to like how to say, chase different kind of passions and stuff. So I feel that end of the day, I was like, what am I doing here when I should be back in my own lane? You know what I'm trying to say? I feel that say I was like a bit of an outcast lah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say? Do you feel the same way?
I guess so. Like in a certain sense, like when I told like people, because I know that like our friends who went to junior college, I feel like they secretly like look down a bit on us for like choosing a different path and going to Poly instead of junior college. But I don't know. I guess internally I didn't really feel like a failure that much lah, because like I said, I really had no desire to go junior college. And, like this was like the path that I chosen, so to speak.
Actually, I do feel people looking down lah, cause like end of the day, when you come back to like interactions with people and stuff, then like you can feel lah, when especially there's a meetup or anything that they will always talk about, because most of them are from JC, right? Then Lukas and I and plus two other of our friends will just be in our own corner. So eventually our friend group just segregated, because like they will have their own JC stuff, then we have our own Poly stuff. But it's very natural lah, because end of the day, when friends will start to keep the friends that you wanna be around with.
Yeah. But I would say like throughout the 3 years in Poly, I never felt any like FOMO or like, oh man, I don't have any regrets.
Yeah,
basically. Do you have any regrets?
No, I don't have. No. I mean, I regret not studying harder lah.
Oh yeah, that's for sure lah.
I mean,
For me personally, it was like, okay, I worked like a lot harder in secondary 3 and 4 lah, but
yeah,
I guess my foundation just wasn't there in secondary 1 and 2 because I didn't study as hard,
Yeah.
basically.
I agree. Like, it was a bit of a struggle lah. Cause you know when you finally go from an environment where it's like like everyone's very strict on you to suddenly you're on your own, right? You suddenly just like give up, bro. Like my first sem was horrible in poly.
And my first time wasn't too good.
Yeah,
either.
it wasn't too good. I think I was below like a 3.0 GPA out of 4. Yeah, I think I got 2.7 out of 4 for my first sem. You?
Yeah, below 3 as well. Below 3 as
Okay,
well.
let's keep it at that. Yeah, but it wasn't the best case scenario lah, I would say. But I feel overall that if you come from a school that like a SEP school, right, or like from an all gender school or anything, and you know they push you towards a certain path where you have to go to they want you to go to a certain institution, right? I feel it's not a necessity. Like just do what's comfortable for yourself. Because I think at the end of the day, Lucas and I, our paths really worked out. We even had a friend that went to Polytechnic and he did super well. And in the end, now he's also in the top university in Singapore, Bryce.
Yeah, shout out to Bryce.
Yeah, shout out to Bryce. But yeah, legit, he still did something he enjoyed, and then he still managed to go into university, and he's doing better than both of us. I think better than a lot of people that I know as well. Like serious, like I feel it's not I don't feel that going to a certain institution will help you to achieve your goals. I think it's just how your mindset is after to achieve your goals.
Yeah, like even before like I took my O levels, I met a lot of like I just want to say I think they have like very like closed mindsets where like where if you ever brought up the mention of like going to poly, you were like really looked down upon and they will like really judge you for it and be like, you know, like why do you want to go to poly when your grades are good? That kind of that was something I heard fairly common lah in secondary
That's
school.
why I feel that we have a bit of schools that only offer our express track always have this problem of like elitism. In the sense that because the path is very clear already, you know. In Singapore, there's actually a few more other tracks lah that you have. So it's like there's also normal acad, normal technical. So these people are like basically they are considered lower educational standard compared to express students.
Yeah, but basically all that means is that they didn't do as well for PS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then we don't have that in our school. So basically everyone is just being shoved into going towards JC because we're already of the higher caliber per se, right?
So to speak, yeah.
Yeah, so to speak. So yeah, he's right lah. Because most of the time, people that go to Polytechnic are deemed as people from the lower, like these other two streams of education. Singapore education system is actually very complicated. It's not that straightforward. If you're not Singaporean and you're watching this, it's not that straightforward. But
you do like a separate video just explaining
it's not
the different
easy.
Pathways you can take as a
like
Singaporean.
Even IT even has its own like stream which I don't even understand because I've never been before, but there'll be people.
I think it's just like very hands on I feel.
Yeah.
Like very, very hands on.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's like I said, like it's a long path lah. I feel that your education will start from 7 and you will end at around roughly 25 or 26 as a guy. And if you're a girl, probably 23, 24.
Yeah, because of national service.
National service. So it's a long pathway lah. So and you are expected to accomplish this.
Yeah.
If you want to do well in Singapore. So yeah.
Yeah. How about we talk about like poly? Like what were your like highlights of poly? Or, like what do you like take away from it?
Good question. But I think biggest takeaway is like just in general like being exposed to a larger group of people per se. Like I feel it's more liberating lor. Like you have more freedom to make your own choices, and then like you can choose what kind of modules you want at the same time.
Yeah, like a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, there's not much opportunity.
You have a lot more time to like explore stuff outside of your academic obligations.
And I feel modular is better because you're not confined to like, you know, if you take a certain subject, if you're not after you finish a subject you don't have to touch it anymore. You know, so it's like it gives you more opportunity to like learn different things, and at the same time like, you know, if you really struggle at this is like you can tell yourself that it's okay. After like this 10 weeks it's like bye. You're not gonna see this anymore. So I think for me, it's a lot better. It's like less stress lah. It's more chill, and plus it's helpful now for when you go into university because like I'm more independent. I understand how to go and
Yeah, because like the poly structure is a lot more similar to university.
university.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's like honestly speaking, it's like very easy to go out and go and find your lecturers and stuff because you already have done it before, ma. Yeah. Then for you, what's the biggest takeaway coming out from Polytechnic?
I would like to say I matured a lot lah. I feel like I really like matured a lot, as in, yeah. When I first like entered poly, I was still like quite in a playful mood because everyone was like very laid back. Then I started, like talking to more people. I think that was the most important part, like meeting lots of like new people, expanding my social circle. I started like dressing better, taking
Yo.
care of myself better. Maybe you can put pictures of me before and after poly. I think it's quite a
Yeah, it's
big
a big
difference.
change,
Big
Yeah,
change.
we can do that.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I had quite interesting internship experience. Because I did like an overseas program. I went to like Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand for like 9 weeks. That was like the highlight, I would say, of my poly. And that's something I definitely would not have done if I went to like
JC,
junior college. Yeah.
for sure. Which is a good point lah. I feel that when you're back in Polytechnic, I feel that you have to mature faster lah. Because like I said, the age group is very wide. Like even though it's most of people like they go in normally it's about 17 years old, right? You can even have people who are 24 entering. So it's like, the people you're exposed to, they are just very varied lah.
Yeah, like everyone has like different experiences.
Yeah. But it also can be a problem because like I mean, in general, I feel institutions educational institutions, people go there because they want to meet people of similar mindset. That's why JC works because everyone there is there to grind to move towards the next higher education. But for Polytechnic, it's like people have different goals. Some people just want to take the diploma and start working. Others, they really want to get that degree. So it's like, you meet different kinds of people lah. Then there's those partying people, which was why I didn't do very well. So that's I think my main takeaway from Polytechnic.
But I have to say, I guess one like downside of Polytechnic is that it's a bit harder to enter local university.
Oh yeah lah, for
because
sure.
it's a lot more competitive. You really have to be like the top of your, I would say, top or close to the top of your batch to be eligible to enter local U.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're from junior college, it's like, I think as long as you're like average student, I would say, would you say that?
Yeah.
Like an average student, you have a pretty high chance
Like
of
mostly Bs
mostly Bs. Like you just have to be average and you can like enter the course that you want in university.
That's very true. I think for myself because Lukas and I both are now at university, but Lukas decided to go into greener pastures and now he's no longer in Singapore. He's just back for winter, for Christmas, right?
Yeah, summer break. Because it's summer in Australia now.
Australia.
Yeah.
But then I took my chances, and because I'm not as rich, so I'm stuck in Singapore. But I like Singapore. But anyway, I couldn't get into what people would deem as a local university. So I still went to a local U, but mine is like out of the top 3.
Top 3, yeah.
Yeah, so basically I'm in SUSS lah. So I mean, I don't feel much of a difference. But
so what are your thoughts about studying in SUSS?
I think it's lah. Like it's not.
What does SUSS stand for our listeners who don't know?
Singaporean University of Social Sciences. I think it's pretty okay. Like it's not as stressful as for what my other peers tell me about their own university life, and I think that you definitely have more opportunities. And yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to do an advertisement for them, but I would highly recommend SUSS lah, cause like they really want you to go and have a holistic learning. That's like their goal compared to other universities. I feel like the goal isn't exactly the same. Theirs more academic. Like for us, like if you need to go overseas once in order to graduate. Yeah, so it's like a must.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So if you don't go overseas, you basically cannot graduate. Yeah.
Oh, it's quite interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel there's something different lah. Maybe I'm wrong lah. Maybe I'm just a bit myopic. Never go and see other things. But that's why it kind of pushed me over the line and made me want to go to SUSS lah. And for yourself, why you go overseas?
Okay. So, the reason why I'm basically studying at University of Queensland now, and the reason why I chose that was a lot of reasons, but mainly they offered a credit exemption because they recognize polytechnic diplomas.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I could shave 1 year off my education. So that was a huge deal to me because it saves on time and money, obviously.
Yep.
And then also, I had two friends in the army also who applied to the same university, and we both got all three of us basically got the same offer.
Yeah.
So we were thinking like, why not all of us just go to the same university? Yeah, so why not all three of us just go to the same university and have fun,
Yeah.
Yeah, which we did. I mean, I just finished my first year and yeah, I think my grades were a lot better than expected, I got a dean's commendation for my first semester, which I'm quite proud of, I have to say.
Damn.
Because it's something I always wanted to get as a kid, to be like, because in movies you always get like you see people get on the dean's list.
Yep.
So when I finally got the dean's commendation, it's like, yeah, I felt a lot better lah, because thinking about my time back in like secondary school, how I didn't study as hard, and then I finally got this dean's commendation. To me, it's just a sign that I've matured lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something I'm quite proud of lah.
That's great. That's great. But how's the lifestyle there? Like how's life, the pace of life compared to Singapore?
Definitely a slower pace of life. Like if for example, if you go to like the CBD at like let's say like 7 o'clock on a weekend, it's like almost a ghost town already.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, super quiet because in Australia everything closes early. People really prioritize their work-life balance there. Yeah, and yeah, overtime is like something completely unheard of. Like if you tell someone you want to work overtime in Australia, they're just gonna look at you funny.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, that just doesn't exist there.
Oh, sounds like a plan though. Okay,
yeah, and Australia has like I believe it has the highest minimum wage, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you really like love your work-life balance, Australia's a place to be.
Place to be.
Place to be.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I've always wanted to go and visit Australia, but it's a bit expensive. I must say, flights wise. But okay, I mean, understand. But I mean, I will understand why most people want to go and study in Australia, because most of my peers also, a lot of them go to Australia and say that it's quite a very different experience from Singapore, because it's like what you say, it's not as
competitive. Maybe I can talk about the education system.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because like in Singapore, I feel like in Singapore, right, it's not enough to do well. Like you need to be better than others.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes. yes.
Like ever since like a young age, when we had to take our like primary school leaving examination at the age of 12, like it's really not enough to like get a good score. Like your score needs to be better than others.
It's basically like what one of my other friends is dog eat dog.
Yeah, it's a very dog eat dog world. Like okay, just give an example. For example, for like e-mathematics in O levels.
Yeah,
like basically I after the examination, I just I checked my answers online, and basically I got like I believe an 88 or like a 87 upon 100. Yeah, and I ended up getting a B3 because like most people were scoring 90s and above. So like, even though like like a high 80s out of 100 is considered a good score.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's not good compared
to the rest lah.
Yeah, to the rest. So basically, you don't get a very good grade.
Yeah,
but after staying in Australia, I don't really feel this. I just feel the need to focus on myself and just do well. Like just focus on myself and like do the work to the best of my abilities and not worry about others. Yeah, I would say that's like the biggest difference lah, studying in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that lah, because I feel that the people there are different now. Because most of the people there are locals, right, in your university.
Yeah,
you're just a small fraction of the whole populace, right?
I mean, yeah, there are definitely international students here and there, but in my classes personally, most of it is locals. I would say like a good 70% are locals.
So I think maybe like the mindset is different lah. Because for them, maybe it's like they just want to get through it at this level. But because we have been put through such a grind, right, and we have been whipped so hard. I feel that even I mean, there's no shade to anybody in general, but I think culturally it's just our culture is that we just want to be the best. I think Singaporeans in general is just
Asian culture in general.
I mean, that's why there's all the stereotypes that you want to be a doctor, you have to be a
lawyer, banker, an engineer.
Yeah. But actually, honestly, it's not true lah. Cause my mom doesn't care. Just say get uni degree, care already. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like a lot of the locals there actually in Australia it's quite common to get a double degree.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what the?
Yeah, it's actually very common to get like don't get me wrong, like locals in Australia they work very hard.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
say they work really hard, but the difference is that they don't I don't know how to phrase this. They don't prioritize their education as like heavily as us
Oh.
because most of them work part time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because most of them are like very independent in the sense where like
They pay for everything themselves.
yeah, they pay for everything. They move out of their parents' home, unlike like Singaporeans or like Asian culture in general. They move out of their parents' house. They're paying the bills themselves.
Yep.
They're working by themselves, and yet they're also like pursuing a double degree as well. So I can't really call them lazy because they're really not.
It's just a different mindset.
Yeah, just a different mindset. They just don't want to be like. They're not aiming to be like the best in their class, or most of them are not aiming to be the best in their class or get like the highest grades. They just want to get through school basically.
But I really know that though. I didn't know that they're working like double degrees and get part time.
It's very common for
like
Australians to study
if
double
I was
degrees.
taking double degree, I would drop everything else in my life, like for real. Because like that's how we treat academics. It's like the whole family.
Yeah.
So for us, right, is like I feel if you're doing something like higher education, your whole family will back you up. Like everyone will like make sure that you're working all the time and studying. You're focusing everything on it. You can forgo like family get-togethers or this kind of thing just to study lah. So that's quite insane. But I mean, it looks like you are benefiting from staying in a different country lah.
Oh yeah, definitely enjoying it. Yeah.
Well, it's better. I mean, you can always say the grass is always greener on the other side, but I mean, now, do you think that after going to Australia, you want to work there eventually, or back here, or just anywhere else?
I guess like working wise, probably definitely not long term. Because like at the end of the day, like I'm an Asian in like a Western country. I'm gonna be treated like a second class citizen, no matter how you look at it. So I guess that's like the main reason why I don't want to work there long term. But I would consider my options if given like an opportunity to work there short term. Because the pay is really good.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, this is. But because of the standard of living is high lah.
Yeah, standard of living is high, so it kind of like cancels it out.
Cancels
you get taxed as well. Yeah.
I mean, Singapore also have tax lah.
Oh, it's crazy in Australia. The taxes are crazy in Australia.
Fair enough. But yeah lah. So anyway, thanks for the talk today. It's good to break down our educational path until now.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I think it was good to recap our whole entire initial educational path where we were friends. And it's quite sick lah, honestly, if you think about it, that until now we're still friends since 16 till now. And now you're overseas and I'm based in Singapore and we still keep in contact.
Yeah, we're still I think both of us are doing well in uni. Yeah, doing relatively well.
Pretty decent. But yeah lah. So anyway, before we go off, we're at the last segment of the show, of the podcast. So it's basically like, what song are you listening to this week? Or maybe what song are you just listening to lah? Okay,
I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball here. My song of the week is Mr. CEO by Thai Boy Digital.
Oh damn. What genre is that?
Alternative.
Okay. But where's this artist from?
He's half Thai, half Swedish.
Oh,
He's
sick.
an interesting guy. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because normally he's into rap lah, so alternative is kind of a. Okay, for me,
what's your song of the week?
So for me it would be Billy Trophy by Man and Trust, because I'm going for the concert on the 30th of April in Singapore. It's a sick song. So anyway, thanks for coming today. And
no problem. Had fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Hopefully we can talk more when you're in Singapore. But so that's the end of this segment. We'll see you for lunch. Bye.
Bye.
That's all. Oh, just now! Off the recording.
Okay, so unfortunately the place we were eating was kind of loud. So,
Noisy.
and I forgot my mic. So we're here now. So what do we have today?
We had Namki chicken rice.
Yeah.
Old school. I think like a childhood restaurant for both of us.
Because actually our church is actually across the road. So we always come here and eat at the chicken rice place. So why Namki though? Why today specifically?
There isn't really any good chicken rice in Australia, so
That's true. Anyway, thanks for coming for today, bro. It's been
Always
a long
a pleasure.
Time. Good talk. And we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.